and welcome to
Hey,
the.
hello.
God.
You didn't give us a chance to interrupt you.
Yeah, what are you kidding? That's all you're doing is interrupting me.
No, what? Oh.
Hello and welcome to the 66th episode of This Is Difficult Gaming Podcast, the show where we talk about video games and other things, but mostly just video games. I'm one of your hosts, Paul, and I'm here with Josh and Colin.
I got a haircut.
And we're going to talk about video games. And 4G's is hosting. I like it.
Me.
And Josh got a haircut. He looks like a different person.
I know.
Who is
weird.
that man?
We didn't actually replace him this time.
I know. I just replaced myself.
Yeah.
Hosting. Yeah.
How have you guys been this week? Tell me about
not bad.
Your lovely weeks.
Not bad indeed. We played Ocarina of Time co-op.
So good.
I watched some of that before my stream yesterday.
Such a glorious one. It was really early. I'm not gonna lie. My brain was kind of like,
yeah.
We had a few like sloppy mistakes, but it was actually a really fun run.
I accidentally like opened a key door when I shouldn't have.
That was. Wait a sec. Oh, thanks for taking the blame for it. I totally did a stupid thing where I used the key on a door.
I could not believe you did that. I was
sometimes. So with how this works, sometimes when he opens a door and I'm in the room, or I'm not in the room yet, it'll like open it, and then when I come in there, the lock will still be on it because like it doesn't register me having seen the unlocked door, and so I could potentially use another key on that same door, and that did happen once. So I basically use a key and you can never get it again, so you have to like just like restart real quick.
It takes with my keys too.
It takes his key too, so it was
That's
like
a bummer.
really fucked up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so good. This is a good week for gaming for me. I played Star Fox Adventures 2 on my brand new Wii. That not brand new, but like I got a new Wii that I'm really excited about, and it plays games. Star Fox Adventures is so good,
dude. I played a little bit of Skyward Sword today on my Wii U.
Oh, nice.
How good is it?
It was good until I was at the boss of the first temple, and
you hear him?
Girahim.
Yeah.
He's cool.
So my nunchuck started effing up, and so I was just like running in circles.
Is it Motion Plus?
It is Motion Plus.
It has to have that.
But the nunchuck is a piece of shit, and I ordered new nunchucks because like it literally would just like start running around in a circle. I couldn't control myself at all. And so I would unplug it and plug it back in, and it would work for like 5 seconds. And then,
not during this fight.
Yeah, and you have to be able to like dodge.
You need precision. You need that fight.
It's got some Dark Souls style dodging in it. Yeah.
For me, that Skyward Sword was like the first time I experienced that kind of precision, like in a video game, because I never really played like Dark Souls, and that was like 2011, so still like pretty young guy. I remember that though, like you're literally walking around the battlefield like this, and like you're looking like this on the couch, like with your controller, and you're like, all right, like you know what I mean? Like angling the sword and the shield and everything perfectly to get like perfect swipes, and it's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Girahim, the final fight is one of my favorite.
Well, and I was on like the final phase of this boss too. The part where he's like he shoots the little red things at you, and
he shoots them all, and you have to chop them perfectly.
Yeah, and then he'll do that slash across, and you got to dodge and then attack. Yeah, and so what would end up happening is when I would dodge, the remote would fuck up, like the specifically the nunchuck.
Couldn't handle that, like
I'd be running around in circles, and dude, it was absolutely awful. It was game breaking.
Yeah, it sounds poop.
Yeah. Did you guys play any other games this week?
More Animal Crossing.
Nice.
Never ends. What else?
For me.
Terraria. What did I play?
I played that game.
Oh, some Wario World. I played Wario World also.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. It's like really fun right off the bat, and then I was like, okay, I did it already. Like you get everything in the first level, like which is fine. It's cool.
Dude, I feel like a lot of GameCube games in particular felt like that. Not necessarily first party GameCube games, but a lot of like that generation. Like actually specifically third party games were like that. Like a game that I was really excited for was Blood Omen Legacy of Kain 2.
I think I remember that. About that.
Where you play as Kain, and it's badass vampire shit, and it's part of the Soul Reaver series, rather. You know what I mean? Actually, technically, Blood Omen's the first game, but everyone knows Soul Reaver best. So Legacy of Kain 2, it starts out awesome, but then it's kind of just samey the rest of the game, which is a bummer because the rest of those games are fucking awesome and like real deep lore, real awesome combat and stuff. But I feel like a lot of GameCube games had that feel.
Yeah,
like
that
it
kinda
started out
issue.
great, and then it was samey the rest of.
Yeah, that's
the
kind of how I
goddamn
felt
game.
about like Sonic DX and like a few others of those that were just like the same rehash levels. But that's why I'm like really pleasantly surprised with Star Fox Adventures. It actually feels like such a unique title. I don't know why, but
it's like a blend of Zelda and like
Jet
classic
Force-
Rare
Yeah.
like platformers.
it's very
Yeah.
like Rare has a deep hand in this one. It's so good because it's literally the swan song of Nintendo and Rare. Like the very last thing they worked on as a company together.
It's weird
And
because that's
David
not.
Wise does the soundtrack.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
legendary, like setup. Yeah.
It wasn't very well received, if I remember correctly. Most people don't.
I guess I was like really looking forward to it. I got it on launch day. It's weird because it comes out the same year as Sunshine and Metroid Prime 1. So it's like a big launch year. And it's like the Star Fox title after
it probably got
64
overlooked
also.
for a lot of reasons, right?
yeah.
Because
Lots of reasons,
Mario
yeah.
Sunshine, Metroid Prime, it wasn't like a mainline or like a traditional Star Fox game. So people are like, what the fuck is this? I could go play Mario Sunshine.
It originally wasn't actually even supposed to be. I remember when it was like 2001 or 2000, I was reading about Dinosaur Planet, the game, where it's the skins are like two like kind of anamorphic, like kind of like wolfish anamorphic characters, and one Crystal is the main character with the staff and everything. And so that's why she's in the game, because she was originally supposed to be the protagonist.
So it wasn't originally supposed to be a Star Fox
originally
game.
Star Fox.
Yeah.
And then they were like, it's not drawing enough. And I wanted this game.
Like that?
It was called Dinosaur Planet, yeah. And I originally wanted this game just because of how it looked. I was like, this looks like a good game. And then when they slapped Star Fox on to kind of bring more people in, and they added the R-Wing scenes and everything, I was like, now I'm sold. Like
that's kind of like what they did with what was the game that released fairly recently, a couple years ago, with the like spaceships that you could create and scan them into the game.
And
what was that?
Exactly that was Star Fox 2. What the fuck?
I heard the Star Fox, like the Switch version of it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that Adventures was like could have been any other characters. Like it potentially could have been any other story, but I do think that it works good as a Star Fox game. Like I'm very happy it's in the series.
Starlink.
Personally. Starlink.
Battle for
Atlas.
Battle for
That's
what it was.
But they did the Star Fox version for the Switch, and supposedly it's like a standalone, and actually serves really well as a Star Fox entry. I didn't play it though. So
yeah, I heard that like the Star Fox expansion for it was fucking awesome too.
Do we have anyone that has played that?
No, I don't know anyone who's played.
He's played every game.
That's hilarious. Let's see. I played.
Hey, Adam.
Oh, Adam's here. Hey, what's up, man? I played Pokemon Shield this week. I finished it finally.
How good is the story? I thought the story so good. So,
okay, the story's fine. I think there's better stories in Pokemon games, but it's definitely not the worst Pokemon story.
No, it's
it
really
also
fun.
is a fun game. Like that game got shit on by a lot of Pokemon fans, and I don't know why either. Like I thought it was better than a lot of Pokemon games.
Same.
Definitely not the best. Not the best, but it was still a really good Pokemon game. So
for me, it's like top 2, honestly, because like what really got it for me was how smooth everything was. Like it might not be the most advanced, and it might not be the most of anything.
Yeah.
Like you get every like hold item from throughout the series, like so many mechanics from different games. I was like, wow, they have this EV training, and they actually have all these hold items, and they actually have all this stuff, and the natures and everything is from all the games is actually like here. Like I feel like I'm playing a little bit of each game.
I think the main reason people didn't like it is because they wanted more Pokemon. They wanted all the Pokemon, which I kind of understand. But
it's like
there's so many right now, though. Like
they already got 500 in the initial launch. Like, what do they want from us?
Yeah, well, there's like now over 1,000 Pokemon. That's frankly too many.
And when
like,
I'm finding some in the game 100 hours in, then I'm like, whoa, is this just added? Oh no, it's just one I've never fucking seen before. Like, then you know there's too many. Like, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like 110 hours in, I'm like, oh, what's a bling blong? Never seen a bling blong before.
Where's a bling blong?
I think that actually is a Pokemon.
It evolves into a Borkazink.
That one's made up.
That one's made up. Bling blong is probably real.
Yeah, bling blong sounds legit as fuck. No, it was a good game though. It was like I see no reason why people.
Adam is
it.
saying that the fans were misled about the debut, and it's just like they didn't get exactly what Nintendo was offering to deliver. I got more than I thought. Like as a fan, I didn't really see any of the specs before on the game, and I got way more than I bargained for because the last thing I played was X and Y.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is awesome. This is everything I want. Everyone I love is in this. There was no one missing from my roster.
So there's still 890 Pokemon before the new expansions that are coming out this summer. You know,
like
and which are introducing a lot of other Pokemon. You know,
wow.
Adam did mention that people thought it wasn't as much of an upgrade as it should have been. And here's something that I've said about Game Freak for a while is like, other than the first game, they've been basically behind a generation.
They're very
on all of their games, and so I think they're kind of a lazy company. But they caught lightning in a bottle, and they just put out what they put out, you know. And expecting the game to look like fucking you know, Breath of the Wild is a stretch. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think it's fine, you know, and I really enjoyed it. I finished it this week, and the story was good. You know, it wasn't the best, but it also was by far not the worst Pokemon story that I've had.
I was just about to say what Adam said here. They did reuse some of the models from the previous game on the 3DS. So a lot of people were expecting completely new. And to me, I was impressed with everything because I didn't play the iteration before Sword and Shield. So
yeah,
but that apparently was another mislead. But yeah, I was extremely pleasantly happy. I don't want to like keep going. Like I made a really good team. Like I beat everything. I did all the side stuff, and I'm like, I think I'm done.
Got
like,
the legendaries at the end.
Yeah,
and stuff,
I did like ranked mode and everything. Like I'm just like, I think I'm good. There's a lot of extra. There's like 8 hours of extra story.
Yeah, I'll pick the game up again once the expansions come out. You know, but yeah, it was good. I also played Crucible.
Oh, I don't even know.
A lot this week.
Crucible is a brand new kind of MOBA-like game from Amazon. Actually, I think it's Amazon's first.
Amazon made it.
Game.
What the shit?
It's free to play.
Yeah, I'm sure. So there's no fucking.
It's pretty fun. Like there's kind of like MOBA-esque modes, and there's also like a battle royale-esque mode.
I knew you were gonna say that. I almost said Fortnite.
Of course, it's got a and it does. Fortnite. I feel like the combat feels a little Fortnite-y. You don't have to build anything though, which is nice.
Oh, thank God.
It's extremely okay. Like I played it and it's fun, but it's not like a game that I would like. That's not going to be my main game. You can get it on Steam. Amazon. It's on Steam.
Oh, it's on
so
Steam.
my thought is you make something free with all your excruciating amounts of money because you're like, I could just make a game. If it eventually picks up, we make a season pass. And then, you know, like, and then it spawns from there. That's kind of what they're figuring. And a lot of companies have done this with like the fucking battle royale. I think battle royales are one of the stupidest ideas. Like I thought it was cool for like a second. Yeah. And now I'm like, what? It doesn't really give anyone a shot. Like it doesn't even make any sense as like a theory of like fair play. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Imagine playing chess with 100 fucking people. Like,
right.
I mean,
yeah,
like,
there's Tetris
I get it.
People.
That Nintendo spun the wheel on that, and this is why Nintendo is such an amazing company because instead of doing something nauseating, like literally making their own version of Fortnite, like literally every single company has done, they were like, why don't we see if battle royales can stretch into other departments? And they made a Tetris battle royale that is genius.
So the really nice thing about this game is it's not just a battle royale. There's other game modes, and the other game modes are fun, you know. Also the battle pass is free. If you download it now, you get a free like 1,000 points in in-game currency, and that like the battle pass is 950 points. So you can buy the battle pass, the first battle pass for free.
So it is like Fortnite, basically.
Yeah, I mean, all online games have that model now, pretty much. So.
Yeah, really
and that's the thing; they're like nothing to make, and Amazon is like bleeding money, so it's like whatever, like just like exploding out of the seams. So it's like, who cares at this point? Just everyone make a game. Fuck it. Let's make it. We'll have a podcast, the game. So
there you go. This is difficult. The game.
The game. We're playing it.
You guys want to talk about news?
Ooh, real quick. Someone thought I had a really great idea. I don't even know if I should say this out loud lest someone steal it. But Colin, can you make something like this? Someone was like, you should have an interactive start screen where it's like your face or Jade's face as like Mario, and you like stretch it around.
Oh, that'd
be
like cool.
Interactive game.
No, I couldn't do that. But there is a thing called stream avatars. It's pretty cool. You can basically like put that on the screen, and people can interact with it. Basically, like they can basically make their own. Well, you saw it, Paul, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw your Pokemon one. I've seen a lot of variations of that.
Yeah,
really cool.
It's interesting. I think it's a little distracting, but to be honest, it's a good way to get people to stay in your chat and just fuck around for a while.
I was thinking the start screen was my face, and you can Mario it up, and even the music was like, dude,
how cool would it be if you could gamify your start screen? Oh, that'd be so cool.
Could you take that principle and like just rip it, like ROM it into your start screen, and then replace the face with something else? I think that is doable.
Like, get the input though from people's like.
Front to their chat. All right, sorry, I just spitballing, but it was under the topic of game. So
that's hilarious. All right,
I see Josh is right in the chat. Let's just run off that.
Josh is right. No, I agree too on the battle royale thing.
And then
with
get
Mark.
sued.
The thing is that with battle royales, it's such high risk and so low reward. You win about 10%.
Yeah,
if you're really good,
was saying,
if you're really good, you win about 10% of your games. You know, I like to win way more than that. If you're not good, if you're like me, you win maybe like 1 to 2%.
Yeah, but not even just win. I like to play more than that.
Yeah.
So like the entire first half or more of the game is literally building up your inventory and your stats and your shield and whatnot. And be like, I don't even have a shield when I land, you know, in most of these. So you build up all that shit and then you die 20 minutes in from some idiot who found a grenade and you're just like, whatever, you know, and it just like doesn't feel good ever. And even if like you're saying you win 10% of the time, which is honestly a high stat, that means you're extremely good if you're winning 10% of your games. And you're spending
really good.
That's really good. And see, you'll probably be impressed with those stats. You're spending 2 hours to win a game, basically.
Yeah. So one thing to be said,
interacting with other people, really.
To acknowledge what Shamali's saying in chat here, Crucible's BR is 8 teams of 2, so it's not nearly as massive. It also, it's not a collectathon. You don't have to run around and pick up your gear. Instead, it employs like a MOBA-like leveling system. So you run around and there's a lot of PvE stuff that you're doing that gets you leveled.
Okay.
And upgrades your skills. And then also when you get into combat with other teams, you'll level up doing that too. So you don't have to worry about like finding the best gear. You just play the game, and if you're playing the game how you should be playing the game, you're gonna increase in power automatically just as time goes on.
This is very mobile.
So it makes it a little more like a level playing field.
More accessible
compared to it's way more accessible. But you know, Chamali and I were playing it and we jumped in and we died in 10 seconds. Or you know, the next game we were in second place. You know, like
and here's what he's saying. He's saying that mode takes less than 10 minutes, and you're saying you win 10% of the rounds. So 10 times 10, you're spending 100 minutes to win a game. Like still, even if that's more accessible, it's still that same kind of like brutality where you don't even interact with people. You just die.
The online game is just going to get worse and worse in terms of
it seems like it is.
But like that's because it's become competitive and become like a sport. Like it's like you can play football in the backyard with your friends, you know, but you're never going to play like, you know, competitively for real. And like some people, and that's the problem I feel like with some games is that they don't have like competitive and casual modes, you know. And like how do you differentiate that when people like want to play sweaty but like go into the casual mode? So like,
or they'll give you Fortnite a shitty casual mode.
You guys ready to talk about news?
Yes.
Fortnite
Let's
has
do it. Okay.
Yes.
So this is big. June 19th,
help us.
2020. Metroid Prime trilogy is rumored to be coming to the Switch.
Really?
Damn.
This time around, we have the Swedish to thank, according to our source, which is Chamali. Retailer in it. No,
Swedish.
he found the information.
I didn't know that.
Retailer in it for the leak as they posted a listing for Nintendo Switch version of the game early. So Swedish. The news is Chamali is Swedish.
Yep. GG.
Nothing about Metroid Prime. No. apparently a Swedish retailer leaked their listing for the game
Whoops.
on their website.
Which is pretty.
And this was a Swedish
big.
retailer.
Right.
He is not Swedish.
Oops.
Oh.
What an idiot.
Who said he was Swedish?
So it's pretty much a fact then.
Yes, that he's Swedish. That's pretty cool. Those games are dope. And also, they need to fill the gap for Metroid Prime 4, right? Like, when is it coming?
This is very exciting to me for one huge reason that no one's even thinking about right now. Metroid Prime 1 and 2, sure, amazing. They're definitely the superior games in the trilogy. But Metroid Prime 3 was motion controls. So what this means is we're getting a Wii game that was motion control ported now to the Switch to see really how that kind of thing can be done. This could easily segue into seeing motion control games being more ported.
Like Skyward Sword.
Yeah, but
Skyward
they could.
Sword, exactly.
Josh, I'm not disagreeing with you there, but they could easily remap the controls to stick
and that's
for
the
that
thing.
game.
So if they can remap the controls, now we're going to see how they do that too. So either way, it's a win-win.
Some games require motion controls, though.
That's the thing. So
Skyward Sword, like, almost needs it. Like, I can't imagine playing that game.
It honestly requires it. Like,
I think they can with the
I don't think the Joy-Cons are as precise. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like what they did on the Wii was like so specific to the hardware. Like, it doesn't feel like what the Joy-Con.
Actually, let me stop you, Josh. I believe they did a demo using the HD Rumble when the game first came out, where you had to like shake the thing and figure out like how many fucking ice cubes were in a glass or something. Yeah. And so like that showed the precision that it's actually capable of.
The Wii you're saying, right? Are you talking about the Wiimote or the nunchuck or the Joy-Con?
I'm talking about the Joy-Con.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, the HD Rumble and the Joy-Con. And so and that was showing the rumble, but it required the gyroscopic, motion to be able to precisely.
Why don't we see more games then? Like utilize.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, thing,
we don't even see any games that only require the Joy-Con, like that have any motion. Like they're almost scared.
Probably because here's the other problem.
No, we do. Mario Odyssey uses.
No, Mario is gyroscopic only, so I literally can just do a controller.
Right. It doesn't. Yeah.
Here's the problem that we're having.
But it uses some motion
that
control.
every game that ever comes out now cannot be innovative because it has to work with the Switch Lite, which cannot have detachable controls.
Oh, that makes me want to die.
So like it'd be like not compatible with Switch Lite.
I don't think that's true. I think that Nintendo is fine with making games not
Switch Lite have a built-in gyroscope.
Dude, they've done it before. So like they've
Does that have a built-in gyroscope?
It does, yes. But they made games for the new 3DS that you couldn't play on the 3DS. There's plenty of games that
they have done this before. Then
this
they
just
have
means
done
we might
before.
just not get Skyward Sword though.
Ring Fit requires Joy-Cons.
You're definitely 100% not playing Skyward Sword on a Switch Lite. So that is not happening. Like Colin, back me up here. Can you play Skyward Sword with its current control scheme?
No, and why would you want to?
Why would you want it? But that makes me like very interested to see if they are going to be reprocessing button mapping into a new like format.
Well, you can already do that. You can already
and that's that last update that might be setting up for a lot of motion games actually coming down. But again, I can't imagine either playing Skyward Sword with a GameCube controller either. Like that doesn't even make sense to me. I don't know how you do any of this.
So two games that Nintendo has put out that are totally not compatible with the Switch Lite are the Labo and the Ring Fit.
Interesting.
Okay.
So
they're definitely like, I don't think, I just don't think they care that much about the Switch Lite. That was just a thing to sell more consoles to parents that have little kids that want an extra Switch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead and agree with what Adam is saying right here. I don't really like get motion control. I understand like it is a gimmick though. Like motion control is a gimmick. It's not like I need to be able to tilt my controller like so Link's arrow can shoot like just by moving it slightly. It's like this is all like.
I honestly would be super okay if they revamped Skyward Sword to not have to use the motion
and
control.
Be gyroscopic solely.
A little sad. That changed all the enemies. All the enemies would change.
All the enemies
fights be a lot easier. I feel like
the thing was literally programmed.
There's ways to do precision attacks like that. There's plenty of games that have done it. Also, the Switch has a touch screen. So I'm not saying I think that's a worse thing,
Yeah,
but
I would be like, I'm not playing Skyward Sword.
No, I agree.
I just need to see how they do Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Like this is the big like technological jump for me is like if they can port that over successfully to the Switch, I will be very impressed with what they can do.
Yeah.
But like until then, we're only getting like gyroscopic movements.
Yeah,
like even
but
Metroid
like
Prime
I said,
3,
there's
think
plenty
can
of
be
games that have like precision, like where the direction that you cut, without needing motion controls. Fucking what's it? No, For Honor. For Honor has a system like that where you can both attack and block in all directions
Well, it's like rock, scissors, paper, right? The way it like works.
It kind of is, yeah.
But it's like multiple buttons, I guess, that are mapped to it or something like that.
Hold diagonal.
I don't know. I've never played that game.
Press the button. Interesting.
Yeah, so I think it can be done.
Yeah, interesting.
But anyhow, let's move on. Bayonetta 3 still exists.
Popping up.
Nintendo basically purchased Bayonetta like a while back and like trying to breathe life into this franchise to have like some
game though.
Yeah, because they want
I don't think they need to. I don't think they need to breathe life into the franchise. People love it, and people have been clamoring for Bayonetta 3, which was announced 3 years ago. This winter. This winter will be 3 years.
Do you know any of those people that were requesting this game? Have you heard of anyone who's into this?
My cousin's friends.
I know a lot of people that enjoy.
Is anyone into this series that's like, this is my favorite fucking game, or is it just like, yeah, I played it when I rented it from Blockbuster because I don't even remember and I just needed a game. Like,
okay, I'm going to finish the news bit and then we can talk about that.
Okay, we'll talk about the quality of the game.
All right, we can talk about the quality. Anyway, the point is, Kamiya himself confirmed on Twitter that it is still in production. There's been recent rumors that it was canceled, right? And Kamiya came out himself and was like, hey, idiots, we're still working on it. It takes time. Like, just pump the brakes. So that was the news story. Now you can tell us how bad of a game it is.
My thing
I've
is,
never played it. I don't know anything about it.
I played Bayonetta 1 on the I think it was the PS3 actually, and I returned it. I was like, this is a really stupid game. I'm just gonna play God of War because I really love the original God of Wars.
Yeah, those are good.
Yes, the originals. And then,
the new one's amazing. It's the best one.
Yeah, it's a different game, but
no, it's the best one. It's the best.
It's a good game with some reason the title God of War, but I don't know. It's probably not the same thing.
It is the best God of War game.
In my opinion,
I'll fight you physically if you need to.
Just to clear the air on it, I just don't think that God of War really is the same type of game as.
Are you crazy? It's grown up.
I played them all, and to me, I was like, this just does not.
Dude, this goes back to
all of them.
I'm not trying to start an argument here. This goes back to you guys having latched on to what makes a game a game.
For me, time out. God of War 3 is actually my favorite. It's not God of War 1 or 2. So it's still God of War 3. It's not like it's the originals. Okay. And to me, they changed it. I was like, they perfected it in God of War 3.
I'm a God of War fanboy too. Adam's a God of War fanboy.
And then they came out with the new one, and I was like, here we go. And I was like, oh, cool. He walks extremely slowly every 5 seconds.
It's weird not only an amazing God of War game, but it's the best game that came out that year. All right.
I'm sure. Breath of the Wild came out the same year, I'm pretty sure. But
yeah, it's way better than Breath of the Wild. It's way better than Breath of the Wild.
I still gotta defend Breath of the Wild as a game. I still think it's one of the best.
It's a great game.
Ever,
I'm not saying it's not a good game.
One of the best Zelda game. It's top 100 games of all time. Yes.
I wouldn't say that even.
What? Are you kidding me?
I certainly wouldn't.
Breath of the Wild kind of disappointed me horribly. I mean,
what?
It's a good game. It's just
I wouldn't
not
replay it very much. Like,
I don't have any.
I didn't really enjoy it.
It's just wrong as a
what's like a one-time thing, and I was like,
God of War. God damn it, dude! We're just talking about
it. Yeah, it's such a memorable series.
Memorable.
Oh my lord. Iron Man VR is coming on July 1st.
Finally, why the fuck did it take so long?
I can't wait to be Iron Man.
A free demo is available right now.
Oh, I can get that.
You can't because it's
thank you, Chamali.
PSVR.
That's all I was saying is what Chamali said, right?
You just said I can't. Wait, what? I can.
Do you have PSVR?
Oh, PSVR. No, I don't.
Why would you want that?
Because Iron Man VR is exclusive. On PSVR.
Except it's just gonna get like ripped onto the real VR soon, isn't it? I'm sure that kind of thing is.
PSVR is not very good.
The real VR has like Darth Vader experience. You're telling me they don't have Iron Man?
They don't.
I sat in a Starship Cruiser. It was insane.
I believe you. They just don't have the game. Like, The game is releasing exclusively on PlayStation VR.
Oh, that should be okay.
So it should be forever
That'll be
exclusive?
a huge selling. That'll be a selling point. That's
Or
what I'm saying. It
timed
can't be a forever exclusive.
It probably isn't.
Game is
Yeah,
going to be
no.
like your money.
That's
They're gonna
stupid.
be, oh, I love money. Here you go.
I too love money.
I too love money. Here's our game.
So apparently, Batman Arkham VR was a timed exclusive for the PSVR. So it could be the same
Wait,
thing.
Batman Arkham VR? It's I had that game.
Arkham.
Timed exclusive.
No, but I had it like almost immediately. Was it? Are you?
How long was the time? Like 5 minutes?
It must not have been very long at all then, because
it was a
I had
5-minute
it
timed exclusive.
Pretty early on.
I don't know. I don't know.
18 minutes.
18. Okay.
So
but anyway, it probably will come out on other VR platforms. But
if that had cool, realistic, Batman,
but you got to realize,
I
guys, that PlayStation VR is where most people own VR. That's still a fact. And so it might not be the best way to consume VR, but the most consumers of VR are using PlayStation VR. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, but then now they're going to become wise to the better ones, like, aren't they? I don't know, maybe not.
So apparently it was released worldwide on October 11th, 2016, but it was released on PlayStation 4.
Oh,
excuse me. Okay, so 2016 is when it was released on PlayStation 4, and then April 25th, 2017 is when it came out for other VR headsets. So it was almost a year.
Okay, I did not know that.
Well, like 6 months.
Wow, we're like
okay,
6 years down the VR pipeline now.
Yeah, it's half a year.
VR is like
if you're
pretty
rounding
old
up,
now.
if you're rounding up, it's almost
I'll
a year.
round down.
Okay.
It's like basically nothing.
If you need mods, what are we talking about in chat here?
Skyrim.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right,
Yes.
I
That's
thought
a
we were
great
talking about the
VR
chat.
game.
I was like, I think there's like 4 mods in the chat.
I need the
right
Zelda
now.
mod, so it looks like I'm playing Zelda.
Yeah. I think there is one. All right, moving on. More news. Because
boss
the reason
fights.
I want to get through the news is none of this news is that great, and we've got a couple topics that I want to talk about.
Keeping it spicy. Keeping it spicy.
All right, Valorant official launch is June 2nd.
Wait, it's already, what?
That game already came out. I'm so
No,
confused.
it's in beta, and you can only get it right now.
So is Fortnite. You know that Fortnite's still in beta technically?
I'm gonna
Or like
punch-
at least was
punch
for, like,
Fortnite
the
in the
longest
No,
face.
time.
Fortnite's no longer in beta.
It's no longer in-
When they
okay.
It took like
released
2
the
years.
the Fortnite Phase 2 or whatever was the official release.
Which was literally a year and a half after its launch.
But
That's
yeah,
so
so the reason why I included this as news is because this has been in beta, and the only way you could get a key is from following like a sponsored streamer, and then
That's very
you
obnoxious.
like the keys drop and like you have to link your
Kinda brilliant.
Twitch account to your Epic
Who
account.
made it? Who made this game? That these streamers get this kind of publicity.
I don't know. But
It was the same people who did League of Legends.
So this is basically like another like Fortnite scenario where the game is trying to like popularize certain streamers to make them their like corner people.
Yeah,
like,
Riot.
To corner the market, like they're ninjas.
So here's the thing though. So that's the only way you could get a key to play the game. Now, when the game releases, all of your progress that you have had in the game will be
Erased.
reset.
what?
Oh wow, I was kidding. It is going to be reset.
It's getting reset. Yeah.
Why would they do
That's
that?
so fun.
I'm sure probably if you bought skins and stuff, you'll keep that, but like all the rank and that kind of stuff.
That actually might be
Seems
kinda
fair.
brilliant,
Yeah.
you know,
Seems
to kinda,
fair.
like
Yeah.
mix things up and like I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a cool idea.
Yeah, yep.
I heard that game is butt, and
Okay.
I watched it once, and it looks really stupid.
This next one's actually big news. This is probably some of the biggest news that we have.
Paper
So,
Mario again.
as some of you guys know, there was a Scott Pilgrim versus the World game that came out a long time ago on like the Xbox 360, and it got ripped off of the store, and people who owned it just lost the game, right?
Oh, wow. What?
Which is a huge bummer. So, the 10th anniversary of Scott Pilgrim versus the World is coming up. And it's going to be
Damn, is it
re-released.
really?
Yep, it's going to be re-released in theaters.
I'm gonna see
Now,
that.
the rumor is that the game is being re-released with the movie.
What?
They're re-releasing the movie in theater. That's so strange.
Yeah,
I love when they do that kind of
re-releasing it in
stuff.
theaters. It's a fucking awesome movie.
That movie needs to be.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, but like, it doesn't seem like that kind of movie that would just be like.
I don't know. It's a cult classic.
It is a cult classic for sure.
I think
Really?
that movie.
And so is the game.
I had to show that movie to 2 different people over the last 2 years, and I think that's a crime. I think that everyone should know that's what Scott Pilgrim is personally.
Well,
it's like one of my top 5 favorites. I don't even know who the director is.
No, it's an incredible director. It's the one that does Shaun of the Dead series.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah, it's Edgar Wright. Yeah.
Is it really?
Thank you, Zach, in the chat.
Yeah.
It did tank in
tanked in theaters.
Yeah,
we
but
watched
it's
it over and over again
sure
in
a
college.
cult classic. Yeah,
I've
watched it a million times.
Literally had it on like repeat. Yeah.
Some of the most popular gifs on the internet are from that movie. It's an awesome movie. Anyway, so if they actually re-release the game, that'll be fucking awesome. Everyone will love it. The game is like it's kind of like River City Ransom.
Oh no. Okay.
It's kind of like Streets of Rage, River City Ransom. It's a brawler. It's very cool. So definitely worth checking out.
That's crazy to me that it did so bad in theaters. They're saying, "Wow."
Yeah.
To me, I was just instantly
I
like,
"We're dead. Why are they releasing in theaters?" You know,
because it might not be dead next year. Rona.
Yeah.
Rona, though.
I think by the time that it releases, theaters are already opening up where I live.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're starting to open up. I ate at a restaurant 2 nights ago.
No way, really?
My city is really withholding.
It was great.
Man.
Yeah, it was
My
awesome.
city is like not that open yet.
Yeah, it's wild.
They're being really withholding.
I
still wear a mask for 10 hours a fucking day.
Really?
That's awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That is awful.
Hey.
All right, G2A is kind of in some hot water. They've been accused
G2A?
of using G2A.
Oh no, I love them for saving money.
Right. So they've been accused of using stolen Steam keys
of course
forever.
That's definitely what they're doing. Of course.
they issued a challenge to devs. Right.
No, but they're
allowing them.
Yeah, they're allowing, which makes them a middleman for that's basically.
Well, they don't know where it's coming from, but I don't know if they're good about
tracking it.
Kind of like being a drug trafficker in a way. It is.
So
Steam keys, drug trafficking. Yeah.
In response to all the feedback of stolen keys and whatnot, G2A challenged actual game developers to prove that their keys were stolen, promising 10 times the money in reimbursement for the games. So far, no one had taken them up on it until a company called Woob Software took them up on it, and they did all their audits. And actually, G2A did their own internal audits, and it turned out that there was a lot. there were several hundred fraudulent keys, which prompted G2A to have to pay back $40,000 to that company.
It's not horrifying.
It's not.
That's
big
like
of a
to
deal,
prove a point.
Yeah.
I'm glad they were true.
I mean, I wonder if other companies are gonna come forward and be like, okay, let's try and make some money.
So it was really only 4,000, and then they times it by 10 just because of their word.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Apparently, Woob Software made a game called Factorio. I don't think I've ever played that game. But yeah. And then our final bit of news, and we can get into. We've got some interesting topics tonight, so we can get to those. Nintendo is starting to reopen their repair facilities in the U.S.
God,
so if you have broken Joy-Cons that need to be fixed, fucking send them.
Yeah. I got broken Joy-Cons, baby.
Yeah. Like, who wants to put them away for 6 weeks, whatever, before they get back? Like, it's not
well, they're pretty easily fixable on your own if you're handy. I've fixed a couple.
You void the warranty,
but it does void the warranty. And no, it's not permanent because it's basically the same thing that you're putting in there.
So
but
what
it's
are they
cheap.
doing?
It's like $11 for a new.
They possibly
stick.
are
What are they
replacing
doing
your
to fix
parts.
it? Is it just gonna drift again? I've heard
they probably open it or reset it, and if it's too hardcore, they're probably just giving you a new Joy-Con.
Is it just gonna break again?
Yes, it will.
It's a piece of shit. It's like dude, mine broke again 4 months later, and I just haven't sent them in because I got that Pro controller, and it's great.
Oh, the one I told you to get, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you. The point stands.
You're
that
awesome.
I've been so lazy at sending them in because of Corona and stuff. I'm just like, I don't even need these. They're gonna break again. Like, Who knows? They probably gave me the same
not gonna
faulty
class
one
up to
back.
the
I literally
like that?
just used my 8-bit dough, which these were
That's
on
a good
sale
one.
recently. Like these are the best fucking controllers right
It's a
here.
pretty good looking one.
They're amazing. They're
Yeah,
so
that looks
amazing.
good.
If they're on sale, I definitely recommend picking one up. They're so good. They're absolutely my favorite. But yeah, the Joy-Cons fucking blow. We need better ones.
Yeah, I'm surprised they released something so poor.
Yeah.
Like poorly built.
Real quick, let's talk about the game of the week, or the featured game is what we call it now.
Yes, I actually played this game.
I
Not this
played
week,
it
though.
too. I played it today.
Did you? You got it, and you regret everything.
Well, I've played it before, and I owned it already, but I haven't played it in a long time. And since it was the featured game, I had to play it.
Nice.
I played
As
it.
a new perspective, let's hear it.
Well, I don't have a new perspective because I've played it before. But,
What's your new perspective?
but
As another perspective,
it's fine. Like it's a fine game. It's nothing special. I did really enjoy playing with. I played with Merc Tool.
nice.
So we played for a while, maybe like an hour or two, and we had a really fun time.
You played
But
for an hour and you already have an assessment of this game?
I've played
seems
the game
completely
before, Colin. I've played the game before, and I watched you play all week. So I understand the game a little bit.
Wow.
Literally, Merc Tool just shit on it in the chat.
The crafting system is cumbersome, but
Yeah,
at the same time, it's fairly intuitive to a degree, and the game does an okay job. Not a good job at all, but an okay job of kind of guiding you through the first steps to figuring out how to create things.
Wait, did you talk to the guide? There's a guy literally called the guide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he
did.
guides you.
No, he just when you ask him things, he just brings up menus. He doesn't really tell you anything.
He literally
but
says,
there's
like,
there's
have you
the
defeated wall
little
of flesh? Have you done this?
Yeah.
He guides you.
Guides.
We did build a house for him. It was nice. It's a fine game. I like Starbound better, but that's just a personal choice. It's like the same game.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I could probably sink a lot of hours into that game, in all honesty, but I would rather be playing something else more times than not. But it's fine.
It's so reliant on multiplayer, which is my biggest issue with the game.
Yeah.
Like I did not enjoy myself at all playing solo, and like I played with my first experience was with Colin, and we had fun, but I still never really like grasp why I was doing anything. And to me, that's a big deal about gaming, is like, even if it's something like Animal Crossing where like it gives you like
a play together? I don't think we played together.
And back in the beginning. Yeah. You bought me the game.
Oh,
thanks for that. Like a year and a half ago. But like where it's something like incremental and you're like, okay, I feel like I'm gaining a little bit. But I feel like even when I kill a boss in Terraria, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, what is the point? Like, I don't know. I don't see the point in doing anything in this game. And no one says a word. So I'm like, I don't even feel like I'm getting any real story.
Yeah.
Even if they do say something, it doesn't like feel real enough. It does feel like really cumbersome and confusing to me. Like I'm not like, if you're new to that type of game, it's going to take you fucking 10 hours to like know how to like do anything. Like,
and really, I would say that's the biggest really difference between Terraria and Starbound is while I could sink a lot of hours into Terraria with friends, I lost entire weekends to Starbound by myself. Like I got so entrenched in what I was doing that the entire weekend went by. I didn't eat or drink anything. That's and amazing. Like freaking, I'm like, fuck, it's Monday, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, and I couldn't even really tell you what the fundamental difference is there, because they do play very similarly. But I felt a lot more motivated to do what I was doing in Starbound.
That's good. So, I always felt like I was being ripped out of the game every time I like craft something, or like anytime we had to like do something. I was like, oh, like I gotta like stop everything I'm doing. I gotta figure out like what I need. Like, okay, I have to fucking pull up this other menu. Okay, now it's throwing off my controls. Sure. Like, the change. It's like, to me, it was just like almost like a learning game. Like for real. Like it didn't feel like. And Colin is at like such an advanced level with this game that I'm like, it looks fun then, but I'm still like, okay, he's flying around unicorn light lasers and stuff, but it's like, okay,
unicorn lasers is the best gun in the game.
Let's hear your perspective.
Yeah, let's hear Colin, and then I'll give you guys what the next game is, and then we'll go on to our final topic.
Ooh, next game.
Yeah.
My perspective is, at first, I actually didn't like this game. Truly, like I saw it, and I was like, oh, it's just a Minecraft clone in 2D, and that's like kind of what I got from it a little bit. And then I saw a trailer for it, and I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool. I actually got it for free on Xbox Live or Xbox Gold, I guess what it's called at the time.
Yeah, Gold.
And I just kind of got into it and like died a bunch of times originally. I was like, oh, this game's kind of hard and I don't really enjoy this. But I finally clicked kind of like what the game is, and it's really just like so it's heavy crafting and heavy like grinding, but like to me it's about boss battles, which was really fun. And the lore reminds me kind of the same lore style of like Dark Souls, where it doesn't just spell it out for you. It doesn't just say, and this is why you do this. It's like there's this deeper story that you're digging to like understand, so to speak.
Literally digging.
Yeah, literal.
And you're not fully sure what it is. Like for example, like you go and break these hearts, whatever, these like beating hearts. You find this creepy world that's like way beyond your skill level, and then when you destroy one, it goes screams echo around you, and you're like, what? But like what's happening is you find out that you're actually trying to defeat Cthulhu. Actually, that's actually your end goal, is to defeat Cthulhu. And the way you have to get there is like basically what the lore is, that he's been destroyed and like pulled apart in different pieces, but he's like slowly trying to come back. And you run into this like cult that's trying to keep him dead, and you basically have to like kill them and then summon him and then finally kill him at the very end. And like,
why would you stop the cult that's trying to keep him dead?
I know, right?
Only to kill him.
In the end, you find out you're the bad guy, actually.
Oh, that's kind of cool. What a twist!
You're actually the evil person in this world. So like,
that's cool.
They're trying to kill you because they're trying to keep the world in balance, and like you're a powerful creature that like doesn't die.
Hey, there you go.
You're just trying to kill Cthulhu to prove you can.
I'm not sure why.
Now I've got more respect for it.
It is an evil creature.
Okay, hey, I got a question. I found this weird red glob that was glowing, and I couldn't interact with it at all. Colin, tell me what that was.
Yeah, it was like a pet that's falling around, right?
No. It was just like, so I saw it as I was digging. I saw a part of my map already lit up, right? And so I dug to that part of the map, and there was just this tiny little red like lump. It looked like, I don't know, like a brain or something.
I don't know if
it was kind of glowing, kind of pulsing a little, and I couldn't interact with it at all. I tried to destroy it. I tried to.
Was it in the Crimson Zone?
How the fuck are we supposed to?
Was it in the Crimson? Like what zone were you in? Like where were you at?
What did it look like? A bunch of underground.
I don't know. There's trees above. I don't know. And then I was underground.
My guess is it was like a mineral that you couldn't underneath break with your power.
So there's hearts, like I said, that you can destroy, but you have to have really strong gear to destroy it, or an explosive. You try an
underneath starting area, he said.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
If you invite me to your world, I can check it out real fast.
Don't care that much.
I'm curious.
No, let's not do this right now.
He's in Terraria.
He's in it. Is he in it right now? No. Okay. All right. Let's move on to our final topic. I think this is a really cool topic.
Bring it.
Shamali gave us this topic. It is games that fall into obscurity because they are released at the end of a console generation.
This was good games, right?
Really, yeah, good games, but really any games.
I found a bunch of those that were just like
listed,
shitty games.
Yeah, of course, there's a bunch of shitty games. I listed just a bunch of things. Let me go through my list. You guys can comment on it. These are some of the ones that I found when I was just doing some research. All right, so Wario's Woods, which is a puzzle game, was released on the NES in 1994. Which is 4 years after the release of the SNES.
It was already basically an obsolete console at that point.
Yeah, because the N64 came out in 95, right?
Yeah, well, 96 technically.
Well, when did the last game come out for the NES? 91. And then this comes out in 94.
Yeah, 94.
So it's like
in June 1996.
There might have been a few like ports, but I don't think Nintendo was actively producing games for the NES after like 91. I want to say.
Right, but this was a Nintendo game. It's Wario
Woods.
Which
is amazing. Yeah. Which is like, what the fuck? I wonder if the tech for the SNES, it was like too simple of a game. So they're like, we'll just kind of toss you this game as a shout out to the old console, see if it's still alive. No.
So my next one that I found, which I've played, Rockman and Forte, which is in the English version is Mega Man and Bass. This released in 1998 on the Super Famicom. All right, so that's 2 years after the N64's release. It wasn't ported to the United States until 2002, which it was released on the Game Boy Advance.
That's even more insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that one definitely got lost in obscurity, but true Mega Man fans have played this game. It's a really great game. Definitely awesome. Worth checking out. In fact, I played Rockman and Bass. I played a translated patch of it on an emulator. The first time I ever played it. But yeah, I mean, that one definitely fell into obscurity. This one is kind of a throwaway, but Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets was released on the Game Boy Color in 2002. Okay, which, we just talked about a Game Boy Advance game that was released in 2002, right? I believe the Game Boy Advance came out in 2001.
Yeah.
And then Shantae, which actually is a great game, is a really good game. It's amazing, and it's actually the best looking Game Boy Color game. This game was released on the Game Boy Color in 2002 as well. Okay, so again, a year after the Game Boy Advance's release, they're still releasing games on the Game Boy Color.
So weird.
I love the Game Boy Color.
Dude, Shantae's a really good game too. It's definitely worth checking out.
Ooh, awesome.
The animation is just gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
I love that kind of rendering.
Yeah. Let's see. Super Mario World 2, Mario RPG, and Donkey Kong Country 3 were all released really late in the NES's console or SNES's console cycle.
Oh, it has a Nintendo 64.
I was just about to say that Donkey Kong Country 3 goes as far as to have an N64 in the game, and one of the characters is playing. Yeah. And I believe it comes out like 6 months after the life cycle of the. Like, she's actually playing Super Mario 64. You can hear the castle music. So I think it comes out like, that. I think it comes out like summer or like late summer and the N64 came out early in 90s.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country 3 came out in 96.
96,
so,
late. Yeah. Late in 96.
So and I believe Super Mario World 2, which is Yoshi's Island, that came out in 95, and I believe both Mario RPG and Donkey Kong Country 3 came out in 96. Which
is it really that old? Yeah, that's crazy.
So those games, we don't retrospectively, we don't see them as obscure because to us they're great games and we've all played those games, right? But like a lot of people didn't play them then.
Really? March 9th. That's really
particularly
late
Mario RPG. Mario RPG was kind of a sleeper.
Yeah, I honestly can't believe it came out that late because to me, like everyone was playing that at the time, and it was like such a popular game.
It seems to be a theme though. Check this out. So Paper Mario didn't come out until like 2001. It
says 2000 right here.
I thought it was 2001.
August 11th, 2000.
Oh my god.
1,000-year door, 2004.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still pretty late though for a game though. I was like very surprised how late.
Oh yeah, for an N64 game, that's 4 years into the life cycle.
Yeah. I was like very surprised to see that.
It's very late. Yeah.
Wow, like that seems to be like, I don't know. That just seems crazy. Like, assuming like Banjo Tooie came out in 2000,
So here's a couple more obscure titles
and Majora's Mask
that like even more obscure than the ones I just mentioned. Tales of Fantasia and Star Ocean both came out fairly late in 96 on the Super Nintendo. So Tales of Fantasia came out in December 95 is when that one came out, and then Star Ocean was July 96. And those are both awesome RPGs that hardly anyone has played. Again, big RPG fans have gone back and played those games. But like back then everyone's either looking forward to the 64 or has the 64, and they're not thinking about their Super Nintendo when these games came out. And then the final one, which this one is one of my all-time favorite games, Terranigma, was released in Japan in 95. Never officially released in the US, but was released in English in Europe in December of 96.
I never heard of that shit.
It's so good. You should play it. Terranigma.
Oh, that's December of 96 is insanely
December
late.
of 96 is insanely late.
They're like getting ready to drop Star Fox and everything. 64.
So those are the obscure games that I found. And I think that there's some definite hidden gems there. Some of those are pretty popular games now. but you know, a lot of them were kind of sleeper hits, and just about all of those games are worth looking into, except for probably Harry Potter.
Yeah, definitely not Harry Potter.
Did you guys find any?
The only one that I
research?
could really think of was Twilight Princess, but it's not really obscure. But Twilight Princess comes out in 2006, which is
and that released on both.
It was a dual release, actually.
Yeah.
So I guess technically you could say the GameCube game falls into obscurity. Link, it's some people say it's the correct version of the game because Link is left-handed in that one, and then they mirror it. So you're literally using your right hand, which is holding the nunchuck or the joy, whatever. I can't even remember what it's called. Nunchuck?
The nunchuck is the left hand.
The fuck is this called?
The
Wiimote. Okay. Yeah. So it literally felt like that. So they mirrored the entire game. So I liked the GameCube version a little more. I did like the bow control in the Wii version. Yeah. But yeah, that was very late. I just looked it up just to double check.
You know that the same exact thing happened with Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It actually released earlier I want to say it actually released before it released on the Switch.
I played it on the Wii U,
like a month or
actually.
two.
I played it on the Wii U first, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck you guys."
I didn't even have a Wii U, and I was like, "I'm just gonna buy the Wii U."
You didn't even have a Wii U,
dude. You know what's funny is I sold my Wii U to buy my Switch, and then I just recently bought a new Wii U.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I sold a lot of the games I had.
Well, dude, you know what bummed me out was I really assumed a lot of those games would transfer over, or they would be there, and a lot weren't though. And
I would keep it even just for Wind Waker.
Well, retrospectively, I would have totally kept it. And so, you know, I have one now. It's all good, but like that was a huge mistake. I assumed that like Wind Waker HD just came out on the Wii U, and that
was a weird move. Why did they not do that? That feels like
it's crazy.
Simple shooing,
yeah, and guess what? It can't be ported over because they added so much motion or so much touch screen access.
Oh yeah.
They literally the whole menu is touch screen. Like so much of it was reintegrated like to meet the needs of the Wii U.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if like the Switch was to be more like the Wii U. You know?
Yeah.
But they missed the huge aspect of having a tablet as a controller because you put your tablet away when you're using controller, and then when you pick it up, there's no touchscreen because the game didn't have it to begin with. It's like what you can now. It adds capabilities just when you're in touch mode. That would make people never want to use their TV, and that just seems stupid. Mm-hmm. So, like to me, I actually think the Wii U could do a little more than the Switch does. Like Wind Waker HD is like much better. Like when I first saw the Sheikah Slate on the Switch version, I was like, I've already played this on the Wii U. Time to see what they upgraded, and I can't wait to see the new Switch editions. I'm sure the map and everything will be on the tablet. Nope, nothing. There's no enhancements. I was like, this is crazy. Like Wind Waker HD proved that there should be capabilities that we're utilizing, but it all went to the Wii U.
I wonder if it's because the Wii U didn't do very well, they decided to back off the idea of having dual screens, you know?
I thought it was great. I
loved it, yeah.
I really loved it.
Colin, did you find any obscure video games? Mm-hmm. What'd you got?
So, Conker's Bad Fur Day. No. There was like a bunch of like just games you like didn't really play much. Like I played it actually. It's called The World Is Not Enough. It's a James Bond game, but like that came out so late, you know.
That was on 64.
Turok 3, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
Oh yeah, Turok 3 too. Huh.
Came out and it was the latest one to come out in
2001, right? Oh,
2002. Yeah, it was the latest.
N64.
It was the only one that came out in 2002.
Oh wow!
But it came out. I bet it wasn't a very good version though. I bet it had music. You know, like that was like what made the games good on the PlayStation version. So I imagine, or at least it didn't have music like the.
No, actually, there was an edition for the N64 that had like CD down. Like, you know what I'm talking about? I think they made like that stupid. Okay, I sound like a crazy person, but you take the bottom of your N64 out and there's like a little slot.
Right.
And they made like a music player for that, and you could like MP3 almost. I
don't remember that at all.
There's like this add-on for it with like 10 games that work with it. It basically makes your N64 into a DVD like thing.
That's yeah.
And there was a bunch of like
I don't even remember that.
Play MP3 to N64
of course you don't remember it because it wasn't like well advertised, but like
yeah, I didn't know that at all.
Oh yeah, the Nintendo 64 had this whole other system that was supposed to like come into place.
No. I knew that the N64 was supposed to have a disc drive they released in Japan.
Yeah.
They did it. The 64 DD is, I think, is what it was called.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
But I didn't think that ever came out here.
That's crazy.
Did it not come out here?
I don't think it did.
Maybe you're right. I thought it did because I feel like some of the games were like in English. Maybe you're right.
Here's one.
I never saw it though.
Tool points out Pokemon Yellow. I didn't realize, but yeah, Pokemon Yellow comes out September 1998, and the Game Boy comes.
Yeah, but that's not an obscure game at all. That was a huge game.
No, but the Game Boy came out in '87. So this is.
But it was a Game Boy Color game though.
No, it was a Game Boy launch.
It was one of the colored. It was one of the colored cartridges that could play on both.
That's right.
Game Boy Color. So it was when you put it into a Game Boy Color Game Boy, it would play in full color, as opposed to, So it wasn't
such a long.
And it wasn't obscure. It technically everything until the Game Boy Advance was all part of the original Game Boy
89,
series.
The Game Boy. 89.
So technically, even the Game Boy Color is considered part of the original Game Boy series. Game Boy Advance is when it split off.
That's true,
like they were all under like the same SKU or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's true. Because you could play like the same games in both.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Any other crazy obscure games?
I mean, one game I really love is Space Station Silicon Valley, but that didn't come out very late. It just fell into obscurity because it wasn't well known. But it was by the people who made, who went on to make Grand Theft Auto series. So that was kind of cool. You can actually see the design in Grand Theft Auto with that game, you know, like the idea of like switching animals basically, because you basically destroy an animal, you kill a robot animal in your little microchip, and then you jump into that animal, and then you control that animal and take on those abilities basically.
That does sound cool.
So it's really fun. It's a fun platformer because it's creative because you have to like get from point A to point B, but like, how do you get there? And I feel like that kind of open world kind of nature to it. Like Grand Theft Auto has it too. It's like, kill this person any way you can, you know, like just kill them. Like, you know, I'll leave that up to you basically. And it allows for interesting gameplay that wouldn't normally come about, you know?
Yeah. Wait, to clear up the chat real quick. So some games were made at the cusp of the Game Boy Color. They were made for the Game Boy, but had the capabilities to transfer some of the pixels into color on the Game Boy Color.
A lot of games were released.
So
like that.
Pokemon Yellow is a Game Boy game, but when you put it into a Game Boy Color, you got some color. Yeah, it's not. Weird. It wasn't like phenomenal. Like
it
wasn't
not the best color
for the Game Boy Color, but it did add some color.
Remember the olden days when you were on road trip with your parents and you had to like sit next to the window, wait for lights to come on?
Yeah, I had the little light that you would stick into the side on my original Game Boy.
Yeah.
I was rich. I had rechargeable batteries, and like every time I went to a gas stop,
I just got the remote.
I just find an outlet real quick.
I borrowed one from my friend that had a magnifying glass and a light.
I used my allowance on rechargeable batteries. It was like $10 for like 4.
Creative.
And I had a little box, and everywhere I found a plug, I was like, let me just charge these bad boys real quick.
All right. So
they lasted for an hour.
They'd last for like 1 to 3 hours, depending on how hard I was playing 6 golden coins.
We need to wrap things up, boys. But the featured game that I have for this next week, and I think we should all do this in just 1 week and we can move on to another game because it's very easy to do. Okay. It's a free game. It's a fun game. You can beat it in like less than 3 hours. Nice. It's Chex Quest.
Oh, I saw you playing
Chex Quest?
Chex Quest. Go get it for free. It's dope.
It's literally an advertisement for Chex.
It kind of is. But it was remade. It's a game that came out a long ass time ago.
It's like I Love You, Colonel Sanders.
Kind of. It was free. Like you got the CD-ROM on the Chex box.
Wow.
And they just remade it in Unreal Engine rather. It's a lot of fun. It's really silly. It's like a Doom-like.
Is it really?
Yes. And like I said, you can beat it in about 3 hours or less.
You said motion sickness is bad.
Yeah, I would definitely adjust as much as you can. Sickness. Yeah, I was getting a little wheezy. Like the controls are like super, like they're too smooth.
Jumpy.
And you want to drop your sensitivity down a lot too, because you'll be whipping around.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. But check it out. It's a lot of fun. Play it this week, guys, and we'll get it over with and move on to another game. Yeah. Now, don't might play it. It's the feature game.
I'll think about it.
So we can talk about it.
We got Banjo-Kazooie to play. Is it going to be Banjo this week?
Yes. We should make him play Banjo-Kazooie or Paper Mario.
Guys, let me just put it this way.
I love these games.
You play the game this week, and we can move on to another game quicker. Otherwise, I'm going to be hounding you to play this stupid game.
I think the next
time.
game of the week should be Thousand Year, so we can force Paul to play it.
I don't have Thousand Year Door.
I'll get it for you.
You're forcing us to play a Chex Mix game. You're going to play that.
Motion inducing.
Thousand Year is a $100 disc, so it is.
Good luck.
You're welcome, Colin, who has my disc. But
you can't prove that.
I'm just
you can't prove it with any of ours.
He's got my Onimusha 2 as well. So
you can't prove it. He has like
maybe
a library.
Onimusha 3.
This one was Josh's. I mean, this is mine.
I mean, you can't prove it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Chex Quest, guys, play the game. It's a lot of fun. I promise you guys, you'll have fun playing. I do.
Okay.
But get it over. It's a game you can play super quick.
Okay. Is that my phone?
You'll get done with it. It'll be fun, and then we can talk about it and move on to another game. Okay. And I think it is who picked Terraria. That was Colin. Josh, it is your turn to pick next week. So
I know what game I'm picking.
So if that's the game you pick, that's the game you pick.
I need you to play it. I think this could force you to play it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The issue is you're not going to beat it in a week. You're not going to be able to beat it in a week. But you're not going to stop playing it once you get into it.
No, I understand. The feature. The reason we changed the name from Game of the Week to Feature Game is so that we could take as long as we need to play it. I'm just saying with Chex Quest, it's the game of the week because you can finish it really quickly.
Okay.
We'll so just
try and play it
a week.
If I get sick though, I'm quitting.
You'll have fun with it, I promise.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap it up, guys. Is there anyone streaming we can
Probably Mandari.
Is she?
She's not streaming.
She's not?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anyone else.
Oh, I think Prime's streaming. Yeah.
Ice Prime.
Yeah. Let's rate him. All right. Everyone, this is Difficult Podcast. I'm Paul. Ryugami-san is my Twitch channel. You're on it right now if you're watching us live. And you can find me on Twitter at Ryugami-sama.
Paul/Paul/Paul.Paul.
Yep. Josh, where can we find you, homie?
Lord Yeshua and Lord Yeshua TTV on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And I like to stream retro gaming, and I'm making a new schedule soon. But for the most part, I stream 5 nights a week. Me and Colin stream every Saturday now. Yay! We're making it a thing.
We are doing that.
Some kind of
co-op. You guys are killing my Saturday stream.
Yeah, we raided you.
We always raid you. We double rated you.
Except last time you just ended early, so we couldn't raid you.
Yeah, because no one was in my fucking stream.
Well, you're about to have 10 new people in your stream, and you didn't want them.
People.
Yeah. No, I had to go yesterday, but anyway. Colin, where can we find you, homie?
Twitch.tv/4Gs.
Sometimes on Lord Yeshua's channel.
Sometimes on Lord Yeshua.
I usually try and post if you guys are doing a dual stream. I like to post that
oh yes, we like that.
That multi-stream for you guys. It's pretty dope. All right,
fun.
We're rating Prime right now. Go hang out with him. He's a cool guy.
Bye guys.
Bye Prime.
See ya.
All right, and